John the Gibbs with Dustin, Mansell, GoodLeap, formerly Loan Pal. For those who know this, we've been tracking this company for a long time. Obviously, almost half of all residential solar loans in the United States go through this incredible company. There's a lot of changes on the horizon right now for 2023 in the lending space. There's a lot of big business concepts that sales organizations and installers really need to take head on, and you're prepared to tackle one of the biggest ones right now, which is M1s are decreasing and possibly even going away. Tell us what's changing in the market, why this is happening right now.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you for asking that. So the past 12 months has kind of really opened up some eyes in our industry overall. This industry's never really seen a turn like this. It's been, candy canes and rainbows since the beginning of solar financing. So people have had some eye-opening moments on the sales side as well as operations in the install front.
Yeah.
So really identifying how deep do you really know your business? Do you really truly know your build costs?
Yeah.
Salespeople needing to pivot to a higher interest rate because they're changing. We have supply and demand issue through COVID. Everything's shut down.
Yeah.
And there's no supply creation.
Yeah.
Demand didn't change because cost of money was still cheap.
That's right.
Right. So of course you're going to have an issue coming out the other side because there's nothing to ship overseas. There's nothing to install. So they have to decrease demand. So that's where it comes from. Interest rates go up.
So we are talking about large macroeconomic conditions globally that are impacting financing, that is changing how the actual payments and financing must take place in solar. The net result is installers and salespeople are going to get less money up front. So talk to us about why this is actually a good thing long term, like from a business standpoint, why this is a healthy change.
Yeah, it happens with cycles. It's new, and everybody is afraid of change.
Yeah.
So through the past year, people have identified holes in their business and realized that we really don't know what our cash position really is if we don't move with the market. So it's a good thing that finance companies and installers are reanalyzing these M1s, especially M1s, because it's cash flow. It's money that goes out that you don't know if you're ever going to get back.
That's right.
And then you have the cancellation ratio for solar industry as a whole.
Kind of a dirty secret in solar,
right? You're 55% pull through, 60,
Yeah.
maybe sometimes a little bit higher based on business models, but that's the money burn.
Yeah.
So that's money out, and then you have your red line tied in, and the mindset is lowest price means better option. Well, if you're an installer and you don't know your model, or if you're an installer and you do know your model and you think you can sustain through all of this change, it's created a perfect storm of, cycle times going up, which increases that money churn. So it's created an environment where people have to really educate themselves and evolve through evolution.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a situation where it's going to make a lot more sense for the longevity and the health of the industry as a whole to reanalyze those and see if they're even needed.
Well, I saw this putting together Lumio. So a lot of people don't know this. I interviewed 112 companies. I actually got financials from 78 companies, and almost all of them were wrong. And people doing cash accounting versus accrual accounting, people really understanding, like, more money was coming in, so they thought they were making money because there was more money in the bank account, but without actually knowing, because of these gaps that you're talking about in between sales and install, in between procurement, there's a lot of companies out there that don't really understand how much they're making on a week-to-week or month-to-month basis, or if they're making money. And M1s have sort of facilitated this. When you say they've made it where companies can last a long time, even not making money, and nobody actually realizes it until there's a whole bunch of customers holding the bags, a whole bunch of sales reps not getting paid, and we've seen this now for years, right? And
we're dinosaurs. That was just a way of saying the world.
You're saying 11 years in solar is a long time.
Yeah, seriously, right? So it's been that long. And then you put in the component of people expanding. Like there's been a lot of growth. So you go into a different state.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more profitable or a little less profitable. And then you go into another state. So it's identifying what your margin is by state and making sure that you stay true to that. So if you do less volume here, but it's more profitable, more volume here and it's less, like making sure that you're appropriately priced to where your bottom line stays intact.
Yeah.
And that's been a piece too that's been hard for folks to to manage through all of the change.
Yeah, every market, I tell people, like, every market is so different. It's like a different country.
Right.
Colorado is so much different than Texas. It's not even the same business model. It's not the same licensing thesis. Definitely not the same install times. So if we can just summarize for people watching, there are large macroeconomic conditions globally that are changing the financing. This isn't just a GoodLeap thing. This is all solar financing is seeing a shrinkage or a going away of M1s. The net result is there's going to be a period of time that's going to be a hard adjustment. And the companies that really get a handle on their finances, that seek understanding and education, are actually going to come out of this a lot stronger, because it's going to force them to really understand the financial side of their business in much granular detail. And like any change, right? Like, it's going to make us stronger, not weaker, really, as an industry.
And to be clear, M1s aren't going away. We're not removing M1s, but it's more of an education for installers and salespeople as to, do we really need them?
Yeah.
Now that we're educated enough to where we know the impact it could have on a business when something happens, like you explained, with your financials and seeing them and accrual versus cash. Yeah, it's
huge.
It's crazy. So
a few adjustments. So to pivot personally, you've been let's just spend a minute on your personal career, because you've been in solar for a long time. I think longer than me. I've been in 11 years, but I think that you predate that at Solar City, right?
Paramount Solar.
Paramount Solar, that's
Paramount
right.
Solar,
that was bought by
Solar City.
That was bought by Solar City, and so it's tough for people who are in the same, especially in the door-to-door space, which is what we're really here to focus on today. When people are doing the same thing, like, you've been basically doing a lot of the same work every year. Yeah. How do you make it fresh? Like, how do you make 2023 different? Even though you're talking to a lot of same people, you're solving a lot of same problems. How do you make that work fresh? You've had an amazing career inside of solar. You built a lot of relationships. How do you keep it fresh?
I think, you just nailed one of them. It's the relationship piece, making work not feel like work at all, and creating those relationships with those like-minded people that, you have fun. Work just becomes fun. But two, what's been really fun, especially over the past 8 or 9 months now, is what we've been working on. It's just been solving problems. And, we already have a sales mindset. We happen to be good at financing too, but we also understand economics for installation. So what I've been working on is just solving the major problems that exist today for sales folks and for installation, where we can come to market with an offer that solves those problems and gives a differentiator to all parties involved that does not exist today.
Now on that note, tell us the most that you guys, because GoodLeap's, I've said for years that GoodLeap is the smartest team in solar. I mean, you guys, and the reason why I feel that way is because you have done things at scale still that no company has done. I mean, the team that has come from Solar City, when you guys are doing 25,000 transactions a month, I mean, Sunrun and Vivint together today are only doing about 10,000 or 11,000 transactions a month. So you guys have seen these problems at scale. In a way, you've lived our future.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to grow. You've experienced these things. So you're putting together a package right now to solve a big problem. Can you tell us a little bit about it so we can end on this?
I'll tell you as much as I can.
Okay, tell us as much as you can.
Yeah, we're going to pilot it here very shortly.
I love it.
For sales folks, in my opinion, one of the most important things is speed and efficiency. If I can get my stuff installed fast and efficiently
100%.
to where I clear up my schedule, or I'm able to focus on just selling, which is what salespeople should do, then my life is super easy. And for installers, it's health. It's bottom line revenue, it's increasing cash flow and eliminating cash burn. And that's what I've been focusing on, and that's the offer we're getting ready to roll out, and you guys will be the first to know about it when
when can
ready.
When are we going to officially hear about it? Do you know?
We'll tease it here in the next 30 days through pilot, and then we have another event coming up here right around Earth Day.
All right.
That we intend to fully unveil.
So Earth Day is a big day.
Earth Day is a big day for multiple reasons, but Earth Day is going to be we're hoping that's the day.
Dustin, Mansell, GoodLeap, one of the most experienced teams in solar. I think GoodLeap is still the most valuable company in solar today, and they've created that value by helping us build value. I know Lumio is one of your biggest customers. Mm-hmm. I couldn't be happier with that. Love Paul and the crew over there. Really grateful for all the partnership that we've had throughout the years when we were really, really small. One of the things I'll say before we close is that the service I got from you guys when I was one of the smallest companies in the space was just as good as the service I got from you when I was one of the biggest companies in the space.
Everybody starts off as a small guy.
And well, I love that about you guys. And so I've had nothing but a great experience. Thanks so much for being here, for being a sponsor, and for all the work that you've done to help us build this industry.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.